injured here. 2v2 Medean Cliff Mines, blue team. A couple of Techmarines. First up is Redbeard, and alongside is Duchess, Ultramarines, both of them. These guys are ranged commanders by default, put out some nice damage, also good utility, can build structures and repair. Red team, a couple of Commissar Lords. First up, Commissar Yarrick, which is a Death Corps of Krieg DLC recoloured to look like Steel Legion. And alongside is Commissar Lag. These are offensive melee commanders with good offense and support. Start off with this energy shield that you see there. Medean Cliff Mines, classic 2v2 map. South natural for red, north natural for blue, and contested VP, which has been taken by these mobile scouts. Ultramarines DLC for Redbeard. Duchess also. Tactical Marines on the field for both players. Commissar Yarrick with double Sentinels, which can be very annoying to deal with, but perhaps not so much for Space Marines, who can get Kraken Bolts activated on their Tactical Marines and also Devastators. As well as the Techmarine himself, of course, putting out some nice DPS. Commissar Lord of Lag here getting a bit low. Tactical Marine should turn around and smack him in the face here, and they don't, and he retreats and gets away okay. 500, 479, 2-to-1 cap for the Space Marine team early on. Sentinel upgraded to ground pound for Yarrick. The other one still not, needs 50, 15 to upgrade them. Commissar Lag with just double guardsmen, no sentinel for him. Techmarine getting low on hit points. Commissar pushing. We might see power swords for both of these Commissar Lords. 50 DPS power melee weapon. I think it's only 100 rec and 20 power as well, I think, much like the Force Commander's power sword and the Holy Brazier of the Inquisitor. Not sure about that cost though. Hopefully someone will get it and I'll be able to see. Double Tactical Marines for Redbeard. Very solid ranged army early on. Those bolters going in with Kraken bolts as well against the Sentinels with their heavy armor will help out a lot. 498, 459. Some repairs mid. Yarrick now wants to come and defend his VP. This is Lag down here in fact, but it is Yarrick's VP. It's his side. Lag, of course, with his bright pink guardsmen. Pink and white. Scouts losing a model and retreating. Might see these scouts left the fort, maybe give them their sergeant. These guys in melee with guardsmen, but are forced off. Commissar Lord still level 1 for both players, no war gear. Techmarines both level 1. We might see Mastercrafted bolters or wait tier 2 for plasmas to see if these guys get Ogrins up. Double Kraken bolts doing some serious damage to those Sentinels. Yarrick, of course, with only one guardsman squad to repair both of these guys. He's getting some catechins now. 484, 449. It's a 1-to-1. Gonna be a 2-to-1 for red, taking blue's natural in the north. Space Marine players blobbing up a little in the mid, but here come double Tactical Marines to shoot up this Commissar, but he has full energy, so can put his shield up. Only starts with 600 hit points, as you can see. On a melee commander is not a lot at all, but it does have that shield by default. Scout squad with sniper rifles up for Redbeard to put some more pressure on those Sentinels perhaps. And here are the catechins for Yarrick. Versatile infantry with power melee, can counter melee squads, disrupt and support. Some decent DPS as well. Commissar Lord does have the power assist to Yarrick, but I didn't get to see how much it cost. And a Tarantula turret is up. Let's see this engagement out though. Tactical Marines with a flamer up by Duchess, and he's gone double Tactical Marines as well. This will be very interesting to see how this pans out. Don't see a lot of double Tactical Marine play these days. Usually straight into Assault Marines or Devastators or double Scouts. Quite a big fan of it myself in theme terms. Having double Tactical Marines out is pretty cool. Those guys lost the model. Catechins chasing with their power melee weapons. These are Yarrick's, getting model losses as well. 478, 428. Catechins though losing a bunch of models. These guys have a really weird damage model because they can have 3 squad leaders who will all die last. They can't get all 3 of them in tier 1 though. Need to wait tier 2 before they can get their Sarge. But they have a demo man who counts as a squad leader and by default they have a guy with a grenade launcher who counts as a squad leader, I believe. 470, 394, it's a double cap for the Space Marine players. Everyone tier 2 or going tier 2, and this tarantula turret up covering mid. This is from Duchess. Will suppress and heavily damage infantry, especially if they get close. Flamer guardsmen up by lag just to take down these generators, I think. Not going to be a whole lot of use versus Space Marines in general because heavy armor doesn't take much damage from flame weapons or piercing weapons from their las guns. And unfortunately for guardsmen, you can't give them plasma guns once you've already given them flamers. So they're going to be stuck with those now, and almost wipes the entire squad. Techmarine in retreat path. Flamers on those tactical marines, whacking power there. It's a good tier 1 for the Space Marine players. Are losing their north though constantly. Yarrick up here now. Very fluid red team with where they are going and where they are capping and pushing. We've seen lag at the bottom, we've seen Yarrick at the top. Commissar Lord trying to get into melee here. Has lead by example with this power sword, which is an awesome ability, but does make him even more energy intensive since he needs to use energy to power his shield, of course. 457, 366. I don't know how efficient the shield is compared to other shields that you have to pay for. Catechins up now for lag as well. Yarrick did lose one of his sentinels. You just saw the inspired determination boosting the speed, damage, and I think giving suppression immunity. There it is on those catechins. Very nicely done by lag, using that to get into melee range, and he's going to smack this thing to death with those power melee weapons. Beautifully done by lag. Perhaps slightly lucky that there was nothing in mid to keep these catechins at bay, but a nice idea, and he had the balls to go for it, and it pays off. Down goes the turret, and turrets are not cheap. They're 200 requisition and 30 power. A bit more requisition and you can get yourself a setup team, which of course doesn't have the light building armor of a turret, but can move around. 454, 325. Guardsman capping the south wreck, and a librarian is up for Redbeard. Support sub-commander for Space Marines with some decent offense. Has a power melee weapon, this 4-sword. Also starts with smite. Can get a 4-staff, which beefs up his ranged and melee offense capabilities. No sign of it yet though. Scares off those catechins who threw a grenade launcher out. These tactical marines with their sergeant, you see him there with that red helmet for the Ultramarines DLC. Has a really awesome chest plate as well. You could just get a close up on it there, kind of. It looks pretty cool. 454, 286. Guardsmen caught in retreat, but they do get away. What is this? Tactical marines with flamer again, going up against his power. Such an awesome weapon now, the flamer for the tactical marines. 6515 is all it costs, and has increased range over retail Dawn of War 2 in elite mod. 454, 264. I think it was 2.1 beta 4 or something like that where that change came into effect. Long time ago now. Tactical marines with a missile launcher up for Redbeard. Expecting a Chimera perhaps. Space Marines looking very strong now. Yarrick lost both of his sentinels, now going for a Manticore, which could be nasty against double tactical marines. If he can even just get 2 models with each Manticore strike, that is going to be very, very powerful. You saw lead by example there, knocking down all of this stuff, but the Commissar Lord does go down. And we have a melee Techmarine. Look at this. Axe with the Mechanicum, 50 DPS power melee weapon that drains energy. Very cheap, just 120 to purchase. And Refractor Field. It is tier 2 though, the axe. Refractor Field also tier 2. Very, very efficient energy shield for the Techmarine. You can combine it with Artificer to make him really tough, or Bionics to make him a bit more offensive. We'll see what he goes for, if anything. Stern Guard up for Redbeard. Meanwhile, lag hitting power up here. 454, 214. Duchess inside his Razorback, so I can't select him. See stuff glitching through the top. That's the Mechatendrites, or whatever it's called, of the servo harness thing on the Techmarine. What is he trying to do here? Just coming south, I think, or going mid. Here we go. Catechins with the Sarge, so they get a melter gun. Gives them a soft melee counter. Meleeing the rear armor of the Razorback as well, doing good damage. Can the Meltagun get shots off? There we go. Duchess got himself in a little bit of trouble. 454-182. It's a double cap though still for the Space Marine Scouts. Losing the entire squad there. Wow. From inspired determination from the Catechans, they just got erased. That was insane. Look at his speed buff now. Suppression, immunity, and 100% more damage, but they can't retreat for the duration, and of course lose a model to the execution. That was awesome though. Techmarine level 2 for Duchess with no war kit at all. 454-160. Stern Guard veterans up for Redbeard. First company tactical marines that can change their ammo whenever they like. Hellfire rounds very effective versus all this light infantry of guardsmen and Catechans, and the commanders of course.
Adding support structure.
Yarrick going up against the librarian forces him off as the psychic hood gives him Gate of Infinity. Razorback still awake and is getting repaired by the Techmarine. Has that twin-linked heavy bolter on top, which does reasonable damage to infantry but doesn't suppress like other heavy bolters do around. 444-158. South is still red. Manticore for Yarrick. Has it gone off yet? It must have. In fact, it's empty, so it has. And I missed it, of course. Perhaps it went off in mid. These tactical marines have lost a bunch of health. 444-158. It's a 1-to-1 cap. Duchess with only 3 units on the field, like Yarrick though. Hellfire rounds are up, you can tell by the skull icon, and here come Inspired Determination Catechans again. Razorback is there. They really need something to stop these guys. What can they use though? Suppression, immunity, all of that damage, and Catechans level up to 2 for lag. Hellfire rounds on the Commissar Lord of Yarrick. He has stubbornness. He's still level 1 though. Can be difficult for melee commanders to level up sometimes. Techmarine level 2 going up against him with that power axe, drain energy with each hit. Doesn't return energy to the Techmarine, just drains it from the Commissar. Another power harass here. They've done reasonably well with that. Both teams, I think. Still have a flamer up for Duchess, and he lost his Razorback. There it is. There it was, I should say. And it was infiltrated stormtroopers with their awesome anti-armor kit. Gives them melter guns and a melter bomb, and they can infiltrate of course by default. 428-158. There's the 1-to-1. Librarian knocked off the cap by a shotgun blast, I believe that was. Techmarine forces them off. He doesn't have an armor upgrade yet though for Redbeard. Librarian chasing down guardsmen. This is fully upgraded guardsman squad now, up to 12 models. Manticore is firing. It misses everything though. The mere presence of the flare, I think, backed off Duchess up there. 428-142. There's the double cap for the Space Marine team, and a Predator tank on the way for Duchess. Ogrins on the way for Yarrick. Recently buffed in 2.1 final. They now have 1 health regeneration when in combat, and that translates to 10 health per second, I believe. Up from 0.5 when out of combat. Scout squad level 2 for Redbeard. Done reasonably well with that sniper rifle. Helped him take care of those sentinels for sure. A bunch of guardsmen died in mid, but who cares about that? They're going to take so much damage from Hellfire and that flamer. That's a Manticore Strike, or Storm Eagle as it's actually called, and everything misses. Scouts can now cap mid these guys with their default bolters and a fragmentation grenade from their sergeant. Tier 3 for Redbeard now, tier 3 for lag. Has those stormtroopers still, and they are going to hit power again. Here's a Predator tank. Can they take this thing down? Can they melt it in and get rear armor hits? Looks like no. No. The autocannon on top of that Predator just did too much damage with those 2 shots. 428-94, 2-to-1 cap for blue. Redbeard almost tier 3. Are we going to see a Venerable Dreadnought? I hope we do. Commissar Lord with Emperor's Wrath for lag. Such an awesome accessory. He's in retreat. Scouts whacked out by those Catechans. These guys have been beastly. That was without Inspired Determination as well. 428-77. Duchess wanted them to retreat. Sometimes happens. Grim darkness of the far future. Stuff doesn't always retreat when you want it to. Ogrins almost wiping those scouts. There's a special attack from the Techmarine. He really needs bionics now, doesn't he? Ogrins are a heavy melee squad, really good line break unit with their Bonehead leader, gives them user red as to knock stuff all over the place and boost their speed. And they're not slow either. They look a bit like Bane from Batman with Deathcore of Krieg masks. Heavy melee damage, they will rip through anything, and they have super heavy infantry armor. 1800 hit points of it as well, so no slouches. 428, 51. Techmarine is going to cap. No, he's not. Tactical Marines do cap 50% SOP faster than normal, but they're not doing it here. What are they doing? They're trying to flank Yarrick, I think. There's an improvised explosive there, put up by a Catachan Devil. Sneaky little Catachan Devils. There's a rocket run. Ouch. Whoa. And there's an Emperor's Wrath as well. That was devastating for Duchess. Oh my goodness. Lost his stern guard. Look at them lined up there, dead. Ogren's getting away without a loss. That was a huge engagement for the Imperial Guard team. Commissar Lag with Bionic Eye, Power Fist, and that Emperor's Wrath. Power Fist doesn't give an ability, but it's a 85 DPS heavy melee weapon for just 40 power and 150 rec, I believe. 39251. Can blue team recover from this? Duchess now has tons of red, losing all of those Marines. Might go for Terminators, might get a Venerable, might just nuke them. Down goes that Commissar Lord of Lag. That's a Basilisk Flare. That's the first one I've seen. Such an awesome global, so annoying to deal with. And the Librarian finishes this cap. There's the 2-1, 39249. Red team running out of VPs here. There's a Smite, starting ability of the Librarian, a very good one as well. Ogrins closing in on Tactical Marines. They attack really fast, Ogrins, which you wouldn't expect from looking at them. But can't get a model off these guys. Level 2 Tactical Marines, level 2 Vanguard Veterans. Stern Guard Veterans get an increased level up bonus compared to Tactical Marines and standard units. Plus 15% health instead of plus 10%. So even though their level is reset, they do get a level up advantage when they do start leveling. Guardsmen trying to cap. Techmarine gets a special. Still doesn't have bionics. It's really cheap as well. I think it's 120 as well. Or something close to that. It's only 20 power, I believe. Here come Ogrins. There's User Red, boosting their speed, knocking down his Techmarine, but he's in retreat, so he won't get knocked down. Here comes a Commissar Lord, level 3. 375, 36. Commissar Yarrick now getting a bunch of Stormtroopers with assault kits. There's a pretty nice army now. Catachans to support and disrupt, Ogrins to lead the line, and Stormtroopers for the DPS.
Understood.
Duchess now struggling, just has Tactical Marines level 4. He's been pretty damn unlucky with those scouts apparently not retreating and getting smacked in the face hard by that nuke, rocket run nuke. I don't even know who did that. I think it was Yarrick. 375, 32. Big shotgun blast by the Catachans, was that? No, that was a grenade launcher because they're not suppressed. Terminators on the field now for Duchess. Storm Bolters and Power Fists. Storm Bolters are basically two bolters stuck together. Really nice DPS by default, and they can get some weapon upgrades, and of course they inspire nearby troops with each kill, and they will inspire all of your allies as well, not just your units. So they are awesome for that passive support, and more Terminators on the field for Duchess and Redbeard. Redbeard actually got the first squad. Duchess got the second, taking a lot of damage though. 375, 17. There's a 2-1 for the Space Marines. Can they hold on? Something is going north to decap it though. It's a Commissar. Big engagement mid. Techmarine closing in. Still no bionics for this guy, and he's going to go down there. Catachans chopping him up in melee with their combat knives. Ogrins chasing down Tactical Marines, who lose a couple of models. Here comes the Librarian. Terminators need to back off. Duchess very slow to start moving these guys. The Stormtroopers have been picking away at them with those hell guns. 3757, there's the single for red. They are in a decent position for a comeback here. Duchess still has lots of zeal, which is the red resource for Space Marines. Could get a nasty nuke off, which would see off the game. There's the double for red. Gonna get a triple. There it is. Librarian in retreat. Lag is tier 3 and is close to getting a Baneblade. Or close to start producing one anyway. You need to wait 75 seconds for the thing to come out. Yarrick still in tier 2, going for a big tier 2 army. Ogrins are not cheap, 90 power for the initial squad. And look at that reinforced cost, 75.15, and then the opponent leader is 130, so they are not cheap at all. 307 and 7. There's the triple cap for red. Gonna be a 2-to-1 though, because sneaky scouts are south. Hero Storm, not sure what he's on about. Manticore incidentally went down at some point. I don't see the husk of it anywhere. Baneblade is on the way. What is this? That's mines dropped in mid. Global ability of the Commissar Lord, and these guys will not be able to spot them. They do take a little while to arm. Once they do, they will, there we go, start blowing stuff up, and they do reasonable damage, as you can see. They also suppress. That was a fragmentation grenade by these stormtroopers. You get it from their assault kit. Some plasma gun guardsmen for lag. And these Techmarines taking tons of damage from Redbeard, level 3, but they do have to run away. 2677. Librarian level 3, doesn't want to lose him, but he is out. That is the Inspired Determination again. These Catechins are beastly. Going off the Terminators with this buff. Buff has worn off, but the Terminator is having to retreat out. Why didn't these guys get a heavy flamer? Duchess losing his Terminators. Redbeard really should have got a heavy flamer. Could have teleported in and flamed the crap out of those guardsmen. 2675. When did Duchess lose his Terminators? Why didn't I see that, Indrid, you noob? Catechins might just sit here and infiltrate themselves and guard that VP. Improvised explosive goes off, nicely done on the scouts. Terminators lost a bunch of health, still over 1,000 hit points though. Look at the bodies. There's a bunker up, probably a medical bunker, though maybe it is lag, so he might have got a repair bunker up for this Baneblade, which is on the way. As horrific as it is, it's gonna hurt the blue team, as horrific as it looks, I should say. There's the 2-to-1 for red still. Not sure what Duchess is gonna do here, because they don't have much map. Gonna lose this power. He still can drop a nuke, but I don't think that's going to be enough by itself. Level 3 Ogrins, wow. 2270 hit points, that is nasty. Do we have anything else for Yarrick? Yes, he has the Flat Jacket, Inspired Terror, which is pretty damn nice versus heavy infantry armies. High health, low model squads can take out one of the models quickly. 2225, and they're trying to lock Redbeard in his base here as level 3 Stone Guard. Some more improvised explosives perhaps, I don't see any more. That's the Techmarine of Redbeard down level 4, repurchased now. Still with no armor upgrade, needs to wait for all of his energy to regenerate as well to power that shield again. Have no map, just have 2 rec points and this power. Are taking their natural back at the north. Looks like a bunch of stormtroopers died as well. They were lags, I think, back at base healing up now, and Manticore on the way for lag just to keep things off of VPs, I think. 1735. There's the 2-to-1 for red. Infiltrated scouts, what are they up to? Not sure, just trying to get past and decap, I think, but Catechins are waiting there. There is the orbital. Last throw of the dice for Duchess, and he completely misses it. We're trying to take out those 2 stormtroopers. And that's a full retreat. Terminators, of course, cannot retreat, so they need to teleport out. They can suppress with this assault cannon, which is perhaps why he got it, to try and slow down these Ogrins. Surprised we didn't see any Devastators, actually. 1515. Yes, flares are very, very annoying, I agree with you, Redbeard. Terminator's getting away with 32 hit points. No, they aren't. Down they go. That's an Emperor's Wrath on base from lag. 1515. There's the 1-to-1 cap. Grenades in retreat path, miss. And scouts just about get away. There's a grenade launcher It's a 1-to-1 cap, but it looks like red team have this in the bag. That was just a really unfortunate mid-game from Duchess when he lost those Stern Guard and most of his tactical marines with that nuke. Then lost his Terminator somehow. Still don't know where that happened.
There lies the key to victory.
1355.
has taken a victory point.
There's the 2-to-1. Baneblade gets a big shot off of its mega battle cannon.
No respite. No
Las
mercy.
cannons won't really be able to hit those scouts, but forces them off. Here's a Predator tank for Duchess. Lost one of these, of course, didn't he, as well? Redbeard also getting one. 1215. Wow. Gonna go down. Baneblade's gonna finish it off. There we go. 1175. That was a Manticore strike, just to make sure. Mastercrafted Bolter is up in late game for Duchess and Signum as well. 1125. Duchess wanting his team to go mid and trying to get a single cap. Easier said than done though, with a Manticore and a Baneblade waiting there with its Demolisher cannon. There is a repair bunker. Ultramarine is level 3. Seems to be strangely split up there. No, all 4 members are there. Catachin is still here waiting around. There's improvised explosive. Boom. And they are taken out. 91-5. Blue team are still trying to win this. Good on them. Going to be tough though. They need to put pressure on all 3 VPs at once, I think. What is this? It's Stormtroopers. They're not capping though. 82-5. Predator tank. Overextended. Way overextended, like all of the tanks have from blue team. Down it goes. And blue team kind of falling apart at the end. Here's a Lehman Russ with the Vanquisher. Blue team trying to decap mid. Mines dropped. Manticore strike there. Knocks them off the cap and a Demolisher cannon. Boom. Oh, there's Emperor's Wrath instead. Either way, it hurt the crap out of the Space Marines. 63-5. There's the GG.
The enemy is claiming
And the GG.
point. Victory looms.
Yarrick doesn't want to concede.
Push into our territory.
Stormtroopers decapping top. There's the double. Blue team not conceding. Sticking with it. Level 3 Stone Guard. Down 1 model. Are going to have one more push at the south alongside the Techmarine. No, they aren't. Going to go mid. Yes, they are. Make up your mind, Redbeard. These tactical marines did not finish their reinforcing. 23-5. There's the triple. Don't think blue team can come back. Stormtroopers level 2. Such a good start as well for blue team. They had a really strong tier 1, but they kind of fell apart in tier 2 when Duchess had that really unfortunate engagement. Red team standing firm and winning it, and some really awesome inspired determination play from Lag, starting off with taking down that turret which was over here. Really cool play. Thanks for watching guys. I will see you next time.